Hey guys, good morning. We are really in a vampire schedule right now. It's 8:24 p.m. But you know the internet works 24 hours a day. We are here with the round, our first time with the round, more Lampards than ever. With a par 4, 58 turns in, and as you can see, we have over half of ult one. Yoo-hoo! Hey guys, excited? 4 days. In 4 days, we have something planned. We didn't had played a long time. I installed it. It's ready. It's ready. Yoo-hoo! Black screen is just because the game is still loading. Just give it a second. Okay. What is going on here? We are rank 3, allied with Count Noctilus, at war with some high elves and the cockroach. It's been going pretty smooth. His faction wants to take over Ult 1. Eatane and Loten is basically their capital. Even if they start here, it's all about coming here and taking Loten. The victory conditions actually are pretty good for this faction. We are close to short campaign victory. And the long campaign victory is also pretty close. We'll just need to take the rest of Ult 1, take down Nagrite and cover more victory elements. This faction has a solid victory condition. Sweet short victory and a reasonable long victory. Well, if you watched any of my Beastman campaigns, you'd have seen how I play them. And you see that nobody's a problem. Just don't push battles you're not supposed to fight. Not supposed to win. Okay. I lost at rank 36, and so much about switching the army. I mean, the artillery is so good against the high elves. So good. Murdering high elves with artillery before they get mass flying units, tier 4 and 5. This is the big strength of the Vampire Coast. Some damage here. What's the AP now? 165. Eddie, weirdest dream, guys. Weirdest dream is like I was dreaming like I was starting a WoW character. All this WoW classic is getting in my head. Won't be able to help myself.
All above board.
The craziest thing is gonna be what class to play and how to name my character.
Have you seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
Yahoo! Hey, Stumbling, thank you for tier 1. Thank you for the sub. One thing about Norska, personally I don't like Norska. But you know, they can be fun, similar to the Chaos. The backstab Skeg backstabbed us, so we fought them. We had the non-aggression pact and they betrayed us, so we didn't really care about these territories, but because of Skeg declaring war, we had to fight them. Rom 2, WoW Classic. We have the stream program Monday to Thursday, anything can happen days, and Friday to Sunday, Total War days. So we could definitely put WoW into it if I decide to play it. We'll still have a Total War on the most important days. I just enjoy the slow pace of the vanilla and Burning Crusade compared to any WoW that happened later. It's gonna be hard to resist. Nice chill vacation days for me, I think.
Blood kiss of the seas.
Leveling a character, listening to the zone music is gonna trigger so much nostalgia and memories. The music alone, man, is worth it. What do we have here? Chaos Rebels. You wanna get all of them. You wanna get all of them, but the ones to lead your army should be a Notorious Admiral, cause very strong trait, and the Disreputable Admiral, cause it has a lot of vampires. The other two, just because they have shipbuilding, and you will need to unlock all of them, because you want to have the left side of offices, especially the Fleet Engineer, Fleet Secretary when Fleet Engineer gets enough rank, and then you recruit another one for Fleet Engineer, and you want to get Fleet Treasurer and the Fleet Selling Admirals. These offices are very important. Upkeep production, cheaper construction research, faster shipbuilding growth, more income, and more movement range, more sight as well. These offices are very powerful. You do want to fill them with the legendary admirals rather sooner than the later. By turn 40, you want to have a fleet engineer, and the rest as fast as possible. Mongols are shit unit. You don't use Mongols. Am I going Horror Alliance? I'm gonna have. You have to be Alliance. I don't have to be Alliance. Like, what's the point of playing WoW Classic if I'm not gonna play what I played back in the day? I'm just love Stormwind and Ironforge music and the atmosphere. And the leveling zones around it. That progression from Elwyn Forest to Westfall and into Duskwood. Oh my god. I'm drooling already. I'm not gonna play a dwarf. I think I'm gonna play a human mage. I'm not even sure I'm gonna play a PP server because of that. But I will see how the servers work. I'll have to see how the server is going to work in the game. But I feel like he's gonna be human mage. Okay. Taking all of the Illyrian stuff. They just have 3 gates now, but they do have this army here, so we're gonna have to go for this settlement. It's heavily fortified, but our army can handle it. Well, maybe to you, Fatran. You know, I love mages in the vanilla and the Burning Crusade. I always said somebody, you know, always complaining, you know, what's there to a mage? You know, you class blue balls, red balls, purple balls. It's boring, and the guy plays priest. What the fuck is that to play with a priest, man? I mean, everybody, you know, to their own, you know, but they find exciting. Warlock is could be overall a stronger option, but it's a totally different class, you know. I like polymorph and hard hits instead of a lot of small damage all the time. While it's much better for PvP, Warlock dominates in vanilla Warcraft. So, you know, this might actually change my mind, you know, to play Warlock instead. I just like feel like a mage, you know. I know, you know what's gonna be strong, you know, but just still feel like you don't want to play when I want to play.
No prey, no pay.
Warlock is about dots and fear in vanilla. Dots and fear. And you have a pet on your side.
Where to? Fight.
You know how powerful dots are in vanilla? Very powerful. Very few classes have any healing. You get dotted by a warlock, even if you kill it, you're dead.
Bring war and infamy. Don't linger. The sea knows my fate.
We're gonna stay here. I think the Skeggy might betray us. I can get more troops in Port River.
Prepare my coffin, sea dog.
I don't care if the rebellions come here. If you wanna play a slower pace MMORPG, which is gonna just consume so much time, you're gonna get a you know, pretty nice chillaxing experience. Go for it, go for it. Pace of the WoW Vanilla and later Burning Crusade was my favorite of any MMORPG. WoW these days is just zoom, 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 click, 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 click. Everything is so fast-paced these days. Keep in mind the leveling to level 6 is gonna take forever. So it's gonna be you can take a vacation or a big time investment over a long period of time. All those poor people who like to play alts, different characters. Oh man, poor them. They're gonna hard to be able to stick to one. It's gonna they're gonna have like 10, 40 plus characters, not only single 160. And if I decide to play it, which probably will be, I'll be pretty much go hardcore into it. 12 hours a day. 12 hours a day. We have to go for this one here. It's not really worth switching to a different composition here because the artillery is so effective against the sieges, and we are doing mainly sieges here. The elves are scared of us. Same here, Fat Rand, because you know he got tired of respecking, so he was leveling another one. When the respecking actually, when the main build, he just couldn't respect whenever he wanted.
Captain, on deck.
Guess we'll go to Shit Wizard.
Off deck. Move.
Just for a cow. So what do we have here? What do we get? A Master Gunner. I don't think they fixed any of this shit. This is very important as well. Percussion caps, 50% more ammunition for the deck droppers. Deck droppers do lack ammunition of 18. Like 22 would be great for them if you can reach such an amount. But battle skills don't give them ammunition, so you're gonna have the technology for it. Some more corruption here. With this money, we can delay a third army. And we can just build here whatever we want.
Master.
This is a magical forest, so it's causing some issues. Yeah, warlocks are super overpowered vanilla. Depending what patch we get warlocks in, the warlocks will just dominate. It's like a reason to play a warlock. But I don't care about the PvP side of the game. I'm more interested in PvE side of the game. I'm not gonna pick a class just because of PvP. I wanna pick a class just because of PvP, I'll play a rogue. His first level 16 WoW Vanilla was a rogue. Then a hunter, then a priest. And I started the hunter before the rogue. Night Elf Rogue, so much fun. But it was impossible to get a group for a dungeon, a raiding guild. Everybody wanted to play rogues. Nobody wanted them in the guilds. There was so many wannabe rogues around. I was one of them. Just another wannabe rogue. Until I switched to the dwarf priest, I couldn't find a raiding guild. Hey cookies! Yoo-hoo! Tick is going around. Well, you don't have to have any idea foiled. Just get a character and go with it. Nice and slow.
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
Hey Robiop, thank you for your support. Love you for tier 3. 4 days until Attila Western Roman Empire World Domination Campaign. What you requesting? In a slow pace of WoW Vanilla, sorry guys, we're talking about a lot about WoW Vanilla. It's a big deal, you know. A lot of us played back then, and it's coming in a couple of months. So it's gonna be a lot of WoW talks, you know. If I wanna really enjoy like the slow pace of WoW Vanilla, the way I remember it, you know, I feel like human mage or dwarf hunter would be best for me, and I kind of like human mage. I like the idea of portaling around the world, and you know, just enjoying the PV content. You don't want to be just like going on a real vacation, man, which I don't do vacations in life. %20 campaign movement range for 15 turns. This is what one of those things I was talking about, guys. This faction, the main strength of this faction, not just the shipbuilding, a horde type main armies, but the just really serious campaign movement range. Probably no other faction can match this campaign movement range. They're just number one when it comes to moving around the campaign map.
Of course.
I played no mage in Cataclysm. I wouldn't mind playing a no mage, but for vanilla I'd rather pick a human. That feel leveling in an Elven Forest still beats non Moreau. Oh, nothing against gnomes though. I like gnomes.
Knows who the real star is. Decisive.
my god. Have you seen that shit? Holy
Hey, Slap Slap, thank you for clean support. Yoo-hoo! I mean, you don't have to go hardcore into it, play 12 hours a day, you know, get 60 as fast as possible. You should just enjoy, take your time in WoW Classic. You know, other people will do as well. You might just not life it to 60 and realize, who the fuck am I playing this game with? There's nobody else to play with it. Everybody's still leveling. Just take it slow over 6, 7, 8 weeks to get to a high level, and do your things. Unless you're not just gonna, you know, go for completionist stuff, there is no point to rushing level 60. Just take it slow, as the rest of the server is leveling with you. You know, you're not gonna be able to play with anybody, because nobody's there. You know, no need to rush it. Don't even play the hardcore, just play the casual, level slowly, enjoy the content. No need to know life it, no need to think like, I'm gonna go back at the WoW, I'm gonna have to take over my life. It's not gonna be, never gonna be like that. Those are different times. We are living in different times now. That's never gonna happen again. Trust me, you're gonna get bored before you ever get sucked back into it.
You will listen.
This is no longer, you know, the last decade. We're almost entering even the next decade.
I need an audience.
Need to eliminate this army here.
Sing the songs of death.
We have mortars. Mortars dominate in the on the Ulton. We're mainly doing sieges, so we have to stick to this. Once we take control over Ulton, we might drop this into another army and switch to the full flavor army. We'll have to be facing some chaos, I think, and I like bully chaos with handguns.
They shall sing, but
The biggest problem I will have with WoW Classic is how to name my character. I have, you know, a couple of names I want to name it, but, you know, somebody's gonna take it, you know, I can't really say it out loud. But every single name is Warhammer related. It's Warhammer related. Most of them actually more Warhammer related. It's the hardest part, how to name your character. Because, you know, let's face it, somebody's gonna take Elich, it's too short. And, how to name your character. LHTV, I guess it could be LHTV, not to even think about it much, right? I have to talk with a few people, but I'm not sure I'm gonna be playing a PvP server, depending how the server is gonna work. Then again, you know, how are people gonna come gank me on my, you know, channel if I'm not playing a PvP server? Elich, why not playing on PvP? Why can't we go come gank you? Hungrim Elich Fist.
hear my song. Who's next?
I like a PvP to be like a second thing, you know, a different thing, you know, to experience. But, you know, the main thing of WoW is always PvE for me. It's like the most fun experience. Playing on a PvP for the sake of, you know, I don't know why. I've never really understood why I ever picked any PvP server in the first place.
Always cruel.
Have battlegrounds for PvP. Big roleplay server.
Paladin of Britannia.
We'll be going for the towers here.
Bones and flesh. Corpse crew. I.
Doesn't look like we're a little bit too far here. Also, guys, if I'm not sure if you check the next command, the next campaign has been decided. We're playing the next campaign when we are done with the short campaign victory and with the round. We have the type of enough artillery. This is just enough artillery for the sieges on Ult 1. Perfect amount. The next one is a special challenge campaign, which will also have a special enabled if you guys want to sabotage things. If any of these campaigns can sabotage, keep in mind they're going to be always one restart. Unless we are like very much later in the campaign.
Charge, you fools!
Yeah, I don't think I'll be playing on a PP server in WoW Classic. If I want a PP, I'm gonna go into Battlegrounds. Battlegrounds are dual outside Stormwind or Ironforge, right? Remember those? As the build I play is gonna be really bad for world PvP. And the other build you play would be really bad for the dungeons. The class just doesn't fit for the world PvP.
Captain.
7-day long battlegrounds. Yoo-hoo! I'll be playing on Europe this time. I played the last 2 times on US, and it was so laggy. The Legion and Battle for Azeroth. I hate having 0.2 second delays. This thing shooting. It would be cool, you know, when you know, to have some of you guys with me to play the game. Well, it's not like just for questing, you know, questing later, like maybe like around level 40, Tanaris areas, stuff like that. But you know, for the dungeons, it would be amazing to have you know, a whole group of people from my community to do dungeons together. If some of you are gonna be playing World of Warcraft as well. It's my favorite part of the vanilla, you know, doing the 5-man dungeons after level 40. Let's see how the servers will work, but you know, whoever wants to play with me, they're gonna be most welcome.
Fleet captain!
Artillery is... What the hell is this thing still up? Is this thing really that slow on reload? Yeah, this is one big downside of the artillery of this faction. I thought they were supposed to be firing here. But you never really had enough quests, so you know, you were supposed to, you know, just farm mage with cloth, rune cloth, farming these monsters for levels, doing dungeons, or farming thick leather, rugged leather, any leather really, skinning. So either farming leather for killing monsters, farming cloth for killing monsters, or doing dungeons, you know, to get levels. There were never enough quests in vanilla to get just, you know, do questing for level. You had to do other things like mob grinding or a lot of dungeons.
Madam Captain!
To play human mage will be tailoring and enchanting for the professions. Crafting bags, man. It's like starting a new server, nobody's gonna have any bags. I'll be in the bag business. Man, bags is gonna be like number one requested commodity.
My Lustra Pilfer! Agreed.
I was gonna have any go for bags. They will the later levels when you hit 4th and 6th slot bags.
Upload me!
They will. Trust me, buying bags is gonna be on everybody's mind. Vanilla is all about getting the biggest bags, and then don't even care about the cost. And when you have those biggest bags, then you just, you know, care about other things.
My Lustra Pilfer!
You will realize when you start playing, you know, I need bigger bags. It's gonna be like on your mind all the time. I need bigger bags, and doesn't matter how much they cost. You're gonna find the gold to buy it. All your gold will be spent on bigger bags. To grind gold, probably is gonna be best to farm monsters that drop mage weave and rune cloth. So just mass killing them, farming cloth, and, you know, drops at the same time. You know, the coin and the other stuff they drop. That's how the most of gold will be created in the beginning of the game. And of course, the one that drop in dungeons. All the gold at the beginning is gonna be get from vendoring stuff. Mass farming stuff that drops cloth, coins, you know, random stuff that's gonna be like main source of gold. How is the Lord Davis? Pretty good.
Always cruel.
The richest people will always be the ones that take skinning, mining, herbalism, and, you know, don't try to level their professions or anything. Just grind that. That's probably the best in the beginning. Why is mortar moving? Ah, the enemy moved. They have those eagles, and they can summon more eagles, which the handguns will get a little bit harassed.
Sea dead rocks!
What are those? Those are all silver helms. And we can send the lobster forward now. Finish the remains with sirens.
Going forth.
Ulton is a bunch of sieges, so having X artillery is preferable. Yeah, everybody's more hyped about this than anything else, Big Daddy. Hopefully, people will not get disappointed. You know, hopefully they don't expect just an expansion for WoW. WoW Vanilla is slow, very slow paced, you know, it's, you know, totally different experience. I feel like some people are gonna be disappointed. I know, you know, what to expect, you know, and I know what's gonna be happening. Yeah, yeah. It's supposed to be, you know, a much different, you know, experience. The ones that everything just got so much convenient over the years in WoW, and we're getting back the inconvenient part, which, you know, everything is slower. And that different WoW experience, I feel like beats the current WoW. So sword masters. What are you gonna do about those sword masters? We can give attack to the sirens here. Just overcast attack buff.
The gas drum.
Hey, Merit. The deck droppers are almost veterans, so they're gonna be very reliable dealing damage. Just gonna get a little bit more ammo in range. I don't need many vanilla servers. They can start, you know, with the usual and just, you know, merge the servers. You know, depending on the interest. Getting an upgrade in WoW Vanilla. Now that's like, it's like, you have to tell everybody. You have to tell your neighbor. You tell your girlfriend, everybody. I mean, what girlfriend? You don't have a girlfriend, you're playing World of Warcraft. But it's like, getting an upgrade in WoW Vanilla, especially, you know, in the 50s and the 60s, in level 60. It's like, news. It's news to share with the world. Told your mom, yeah. Told your mom. Man, getting upgrades is so exciting in the WoW Vanilla, man. It's like, can't even beat it, you know. Like that feel in the later current WoW just, you know, disappears, you know, when you get an upgrade. It's like you would just want to have another upgrade already tomorrow. Like you're not even feeling it anymore. Getting an upgrade in WoW Vanilla, it's like long lasting. I remember some of the stuff I got in the Zul group for the first time. So I was showing off to the people, you know, for weeks. Like people couldn't believe, you know, I have that item from Zul group. It's like, you got so lucky, man. I did Zul group for months and never got an item. So lucky, man. People would see that red bandana from the snake boss and they were like, it's not even epic, it's just rare, but man, it looks so cool. You got it in Zul group. Got so lucky. What about positioning in the new location? Yeah, every single item you see on the different on a player, you would just like you would know that the guy got something special. He had like dungeon the tier, what is tier 0, tier 0.5 upgraded. Or someone had tier 1. Oh my god, those guys. Like in the store in the Ironford, you see anybody with tier 1, you get so jealous, man. You would go just write some guild application just to get into a guild. knowing, you know, like it will be months before you ever had a chance to get an item like that. But those people with tier 1 and tier 2 in the cities, they're always made everybody envious. You know, they want to join a guild to get those items as well.
At last, victory!
4,300.
Search for treasure.
Okay, we eliminated the last army of Illyrian. They do have the Eagle Gate and the Phoenix Gate, but they have. I don't think these gates can recruit lords, so they cannot recruit anything.
Madame, I lost a dear man.
Rank 37. We do have the Conduit. The Soulsword weapons will be fine, but we did fine without the Soulsword weapons. This is shit. We should enhance her magic capabilities, which we didn't really rely on her magic at all. Artillery was just dominating so far to the all course of the campaign. Lucky Charm is good because she doesn't have any natural missile resistance. Siren Storm is the way to go. Fiery Diva, cooldown reduction for the Aurica spells and cheaper cost for the Aurica spells. And this gives more wins on magic power reserve and lower miscast chance. Since we have the Black Flag, we don't have all the options on the top, but the Black Flag is too strong to ignore it. Explosive damage is explosive damage, depending on the type of damage you're doing. So Mortar here, in this case, has explosive damage, 60 and 16 armor piercing explosive damage, and it falls currently under magical attacks. If we did not have the mortar in this army, it would be physical damage. Ammunition, either magical or flaming, is the type of damage. If there's no tag, it's physical. So to know its fire damage, it has to have the flaming.
Unlikely.
Otherwise, it's physical.
Storm calls.
Armor mitigates all damage except armor piercing damage. Armor reduces all damage. It's like it reduces all damage except the armor piercing damage. Only armor piercing damage ignores armor.
A good
Armor and resistances are the ones things that mitigate damage. And of course, your melee defense is evasion to not even take damage in melee. Okay.
on deck. Sail away.
We might be finishing this campaign today. We can send some more hunters around the world to discover things. 3 Mournful Hunters. We have a building that allows recruitment of students. We do not. Don't even have the building for it. You can get extra slots from pirate crows.
Madam, sei lost for dear fan.
All above board. Grouping. Admiral of the fleet.
Admiral of the fleet.
Fly the flag.
Get this to tier 2 on board. If we get tier 3 board, we can remove the only corruption here. He else will, I feel like, no doubt attack us here.
The sea knows my fate.
We'll get this first. Holy shit, this garrison. Oh my fucking god. Oh, what the hell? Need more monies. They have to lose movement going through the gate. They have to take the Fiend's Gate as well. Nine turns for this. I guess I don't want to go here for rebellion. I want to ever come back to deal with the rebellion here. We have only one army in Ultron. And I do want to keep one army because I want to keep building stuff. We have to get more growth buildings. It's currently -7 here now. 2 turns. If I put it here and turn over here and turn over docks, might happen. This Moses will be building up. I don't want to really fight the rebels here. What kind of rebels do we expect here? Just gonna be shit bets, right? It's free money. These buildings are very important, so we can just keep moving. Public order reduces the penalty with the presence of corruption. And as corruption builds up, it will give us public order because we have obedience to the vampires. All good. They are just a long range unit. They get much better with veterancy. Give him a check. Are those guys mad? Have insane movement. What's the goal of this campaign? Short campaign victory. Three turns. I'll guess we'll take the fleet's offers. See this?
No.
I refuse.
Noctilus is responding to the attack. Nice. You can take this, man. Go at it. We are allied with Noctilus.
Sea dog.
Win Black Flag for more economy.
Undead raiders.
And I'll take Matsu Pigs here.
Attackers.
Kid Wizard will be holding the Lastrian, protecting the Lastrian territories. These two are very close to each other. We should take the Phoenix Gate after we defeat Sarah and go destroy Kutik. Noctilus is coming as well. Yeah. Working on getting more income as well. Income and corruption. Place for rebel, but walls are there. I can use the gates here. We are not at war with Tyrannog. Tyrannog is getting attacked constantly by the Scourge of Cain. Let's throw this army here.
Attack them!
Ooh. That's why they were not afraid, huh? Don't tell me have the Priestess of Isha. Then she take corruption. This is our territory. Might have the invocation of Isha. That's why they didn't take a corruption. It's the only way to explain it.
My greatest performance!
The sisters get deleted by the mortars. All the elf range gets deleted by the mortars. Any admirals for the positionings in the yesterday? We can get one more, yeah. We are avoiding the attack from the Shanty guy, so we're spending our infamy. But eventually we're gonna have to fight it. Shidwiz will be ready for him. For them.
From salt.
Elves might be the master race of this game. You know, the High Elves were clearly the most overpowered race in the game. Dark Elves are not that far behind. Not even the Wood Elves. But there's one thing they do not really excel at, and that's artillery.
Always cruel.
Which make, you know, put a question, you know, are they really the master race, or are the master race the dwarves?
Powder wet. Undead. We serve.
careful, the archers counter handguns. Take droppers. Keep in mind we don't even have the veteran battle skill for artillery. We have to be careful, the sirens get deleted by the Sisters of Alvon. Hey, Karm. Bring the big daddy artillery. Who's gonna make your sandwiches now, huh? It's gonna crush their morale on the campaign map.
Aye, sir. At once.
Woohoo! Firing. Firing the fire.
Listen and tremble!
Away dead.
We could heal everybody to max health, 0 casualty battle, but the replenishment is kept on the battlefield. On the campaign map. I have over 50% replenishment. It's actually about 50% because we didn't get technology yet. What are you guys talking about? I was clearly using Vanguard's Revenge on Shadow Warriors.
Tides rise, Alban will
You never know, you know, is like girls or boys. Can't tell with the elves.
witness Madame Dauphin! Madame Silostre Dauphin!
We'll go through the Phoenix Gate. We should get this soon. Since of the taking over the gates, this might be the best thing to get, but by the time we get this, the gates will replenish. The Vampire Coast are the weakest of the firepower factions. By firepower, I means, you know, gunpowder style of weapons. They have no fire. They don't have the volley fire. They don't have the firing drills, but they do have the magic to support this, and much more superior magic than the scale, for example. But they do lack the synergy between the units and the extra stats on their firepower units, like what Skaven, Empire, and Dwarves have. So magic, you know, is supposed to use a combination of everything: firepower and magic. Magic coming from the characters, of course. So a firepower army would look like handgunners, bunch of artillery, and the characters. Characters there for the voodoo. Artillery there to kill half the army on approach, while the characters slowing their approach. And then whatever that gets close gets killed by the handgunners. It totally works. I haven't done it yet with the Vampire Coast, but it totally works. Just imagine the sirens with the firing lines, and we don't even have to go into melee, just keep shooting. While we're using magic to slow them down. Magic like Kraken's Pool. We don't need the Kraken's Pool because we're not going with that strategy. And you can have 2 Kraken's Pool in the army.
I'll lash the stragglers.
You can always send in the Paladin to pin several units and use the Vangest Revenge or the Wind of Death. Paladin is unkillable unless they have magic attacker. And then just destroy a third of their army with a single spell. Paladin is a valuable tank in her army. Valuable tank. As long as they don't have a single entity, fast single entity with magic attacks like the Phoenix, Paladins cannot be killed. The questing knights should be better, because they're you know, meant to stay in the. Doesn't matter which ones you get, because they're just gonna be used to tie units. But the questing knights are the best out of the early Bretonnian cavalry. Knights Errant, Knights of the Realm, the same shit. Just Knights of the Realm has the highest stats, so the questing knights should be better. Pretty sure they have a higher, better attack interval than the other knights. So they're, you know, send in and leave them there. Like, you know, mounted heavy infantry.
The Phoenix King will pay.
Already paid. We have Lothran. Need tier 5 for the. I think getting this. I mean, it's happening. The growth is there. Gonna be so much money once you hit tier 5 here. So much money. This province will make over like 6k.
Admiral of the
Just have to stay between these two. There could be enough time for this one. It does have a garrison. The replenishment is there.
cleanse them of life.
This moment is nice.
I thirst. Undead raiders.
We have this part of the jungle. We take these two from the Skegi in the next war and feed them as well. But then we don't have the Fallen Gates.
Despoil and ravage.
Captain, on deck. On my way.
Tyrant.
Yes.
You guys ready for another 50-50? There's so much local public order.
Noble born. I'm sure your little message will be most interesting.
What do we have here?
At last.
We have all the old provinces. Tiranoc. Oh, we're dealing with critique, no need to go look for trouble. We're dealing with critique right now. It's very strong, Salahil, very strong. All this shit with the garrison and the equipment at the same time. This is definitely probably one of the best landmarks in the game overall on the what it provides. And it's tier 2.
An audience.
They should delay the third army and just build up right now. Chaos will be here soon as well.
Madame Silostre dear fan.
Hostage hands required. Witness thy great.
Going for the critique now, and then we'll take down Tiranoc. We're going for the control of Ultron while looking for 2 allies outside. Probably one in Southlands and one from the old world as we get economy up. We might also sail for Satosa. The third arm will get most of this artillery and we'll get more sirens and handguns here. One army stays in Lastria, one stays in Ultron, and one can do whatever we want. We can only get a third army, but then we won't be able to afford infrastructure all the time. Just every second turn. There's a good chance to have a long stream today, and we'll be starting the Dwarf campaign today. On today's stream, as in, you know,
From Saul.
not on Sunday, but Monday. Also good chance when I come online tomorrow, we're playing Witcher 2. But there's been a change to the change if you haven't heard. Look in the chat. I'll read it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday are anything can happen days. Which means it can be non-total war and total war. Depending what I feel like it. I'm really excited about playing total war right now. I'm playing lots of total war. Especially with the changes we did to avoid some of the tedium. And pushing the victory conditions Because the bugs and some of the victory conditions, some campaigns are the #1 cause of burnout for me. So I'm doing my best, guys, to give you more Total War and more campaigns overall. I think you will agree. We don't have to push every campaign like that. Some of the campaigns, of course, will get to the victory condition no matter what, especially the one which we have with special on. Unless we have reached already, you know, like beyond the critical mass. You know, this way we get more campaigns and the less burnout and more Total War in general.
Applaud me! Illustra Dearth!
Right now, from non-Total War games, I'm playing still the Witcher series, Witcher 2. We're playing Witcher 3 after. I'm playing Gwent pretty much every day for some daily crowns, rewards, so I keep up with the, you know, Gwent stuff. And Bell Brothers and Gladius is planned in the future. Chaos Space Marines are coming for the Gladius, and the Bell Brothers already received an expansion. I do like to invest a lot of time when playing Bell Brothers, so it has to be the good time to play it, which means after we're done with the Witcher series. Hopefully we'll have a Witcher series completed and our fill of Bell Brothers before the WoW Classic is released, which is in like 3 months. While the Gladius is on and off, whenever I feel like to play it, and since they announced the expansion, the next time we play it when the expansion is released. I will be playing Three Kingdoms. It's up to the Men Demand people. Only one who can make it happen are the people on this list. And for the current year, it's 2 Men Demand requests to request Three Kingdoms campaign. Next year, it's gonna be 1. So don't expect it this year. Maybe next year somebody will request it. But eventually we'll have played Three Kingdoms, no doubt. Yeah. We have kind of like a meme troll / progress campaign of Rome 2 planned on the 3K release day. We'll be playing Divided Impera with Sparta. At least 1 whole day. After that, we're probably gonna be switched to Warhammer 2 again. But who knows, maybe we play more than 1 day of that.
Captain!
Your best chance to see Three Kingdoms on release is to talk to Roman. If anybody has any pull with Roman, use that pull with Roman. Roman is your best chance to see Three Kingdoms on release day, which is in 4 days. I do not mind playing Three Kingdoms, and I don't mind not playing it.
Illustra Dearth!
Oh my god. Have you seen that shit? Holy shit. What the hell?
Yeah, Arksam Satan, thank you for the sub. Welcome. Do I plan to play WoW Classic? Pretty high chance, pretty high chance. Aaron has been talking of requesting it, will definitely make it easy for me to play it. I always feel bad playing games like this if there's not been requested. But we do have this anything can happen day schedule, so it's a pretty good chance it will happen. Well, we play alongside, you know, the other games in the weekend, during the week. Which means, you know, longer streams and we still get to play other stuff. The way it looks like right now, it's gonna be Alliance on Europe, Human Mage on a PV server. Enjoy the PV content, and for PP Battlegrounds. Will there be a way to get 3k without manual mounted quests? If the Creative Assembly patches the trade bug in Warhammer 2, I will play 3 Kingdoms without manual mounted quest. Only then. Stuff like this they always ignored, so it's like one of my ultimatums, you know. If they do it, if they don't do it, I'm not gonna do it. If they do it, I'm gonna do it. You know, I don't care. I don't care. I'm a privileged streamer. They better do it. They better patch that shit. I'm not asking for much. Patch the trade bug and I'll play 3 Kingdoms. Otherwise, it's not happening. This is one of the small things, you know. I mean, you get irritated when they release new Total Wars without patching, you know, fundamental issues in the previous Total Wars. I mean, I could have said to Dogbert when he asked me about 3 Kingdoms, you know, I could have told him, I'm not playing 3 Kingdoms outside the request unless you guys patch trade bug in Warhammer 2. It was probably our best chance to get that patched, but I didn't say it. My bad. Trade bug, and it's you know, it's not that big deal, but it's irritating that it's been in the game for over 3 years. And the siege bug, you know, is work in progress, but they could at least patch the trade bug. Was the trade bug the long-term partnership and the resource values bugs out over time in the campaign, diminishing trade values? Which means the tariffs get to be higher than the long-term partnership and the resource trade does not increase as the campaign progresses. Trade's supposed to be more available than this in the game right now, but it bugs out. You're losing about 30% of trade income. Depending how many trade partners you have, 20-30%. It's been bugged since Warhammer was released. If you ever noticed the value of resource increasing over time, and the trade growing every turn without signing new trade agreements or getting new resources, well, trade is supposed to grow, which is supposed to support diplomacy and peace between the factions, but the trade does not increase because of a glitch. It works barely half the time. And I'm so annoyed about this shit that, you know, among other things, you know, unless they patch it, I don't care about their new stuff outside of Warhammer. As you know, they have a tendency to ignore issues like that. Unless there is a Reddit rebellion, they don't care about fixing stuff. Trading 30% out of 10k trade is not that much. Still like only 2,000 to 3,000 a turn. It's like 10 turns, it's over 20,000 gold. It's almost like you're playing with an upkeep bug. Oh, no big deal. How the trade is supposed to work, you're supposed to get trade agreements with a couple of big factions, and the trade's supposed to grow. Should outvalue any trade with all the factions. You're not supposed to trade with everybody. Trading with a couple of big factions, you want to maintain peace throughout the campaign, and the trade grows to the point where you don't have to consider conquest of the territories just to increase income. So trade should stop expansion while increasing economy all the time. But it doesn't work like that because of the glitch, and the game just pushes you to expand instead. You understand Akitama, this snowballs over time. Don't pretend to be smart here when you don't understand what you're talking about. It gets higher and higher the longer campaign it takes. It's not flat. So the resource value is supposed to get higher. Iron starts at 10, should get higher as the campaign progresses. Gold should increase value because the inflation happens in the campaign. And it's supposed to get higher and higher and higher. This would increase the tariffs to increase the long-term partnership and the resource value to the point where the difference between trade on turn 20 and turn 100 could be double. Another 5 turns, another double. So the trade actually has value in a long campaign, and not just, you know, flat. To the point where the trade keeps up with the tax income. Understand the resources imposed to increase in value. They do increase, but not always. It bugs out. If you ever seen the different value on the resources, like in the same campaign, wine worth 16, 17, 18, well, it glitches. It stops increasing. And then the tariffs stop increasing, and the log turnership glitches out. The higher the value of the trade, the more increases per turn. To the point where the trade is a big part of the income. Why are you getting odds? I don't know. Twitch plays odds. I am only playing odds when I'm AFK. GoldenEye, I'll show a few examples. GoldenEye, I'll show a few examples to, you know, see what I'm talking about, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. How the pirate call spell is powerful. It's the undead magic. It's powerful. That's some of the best wizards in the game.
Your kind does not belong here.
So this is a trade window. This is what you're producing. This is what you're importing. Imports don't matter anymore in Warhammer. They used to matter in all Total War, so you need to have a specific resource to upgrade buildings, like tier 4, higher buildings. So we're producing iron, 10. So we're making 60 income from that iron, because we are selling to Dreadfleet. They have only one region, so it's small amount. There are tariffs on the trade, which is currently higher than the value of this thing, because we have limited resources. And this is icon here is that is missing. It's a long-term partnership. It's glitched. It's supposed to be growing every turn, but it's not happening. The way to fix this is just cancel trade, get trade again, cancel trade, get trade again. But then you ruin diplomacy. There are all the resources in the game, like Golden Idols 21, Wine 17. Just imagine turn 1, this is the value for turn 1, 16, 17 Wine. 5 turns later, this could be 21. Another 5 turns later, 25. Another 100 turns later, 30. This is not happening, because it's glitch. The long-term partnership is not happening. So the only trade that you get is flat tariffs, which increases as you get more trade. Very small amounts. Any trade buffs go on top of tariffs. There is no long-term partnership because it glitches, and you get value from the resources. This value of resources should increase as the campaign progresses. Inflation of gold. You can see sometimes it increases, but then it stops increasing because of a glitch. Same way long-term partnership glitches out, and then you get just flat prices, and the trade just stops growing. Then you just make what it says here, and depending on the size of your trade partners. And this is close to 30% trade value lost because of a glitch. As the campaign progresses, the value of resource increases. That's how it worked in Inevitable War, even in Warhammer. But here it glitches. So golden idols on turn 1, there should be like 20. Like 15 turns later, 21. 15 turns later, 22. You know, inflation. Because there is more and more gold in game, the trade value increases. Even the diplomacy values gold more. But it stops increasing because of a glitch. And there is no long-term partnership either. So how it's supposed to work? This is supposed to increase over time. The long-term partnership is supposed to be increased over time, which means the trade should work. You should be, depending what you have. If you're a faction that produces a lot of stuff, you should just trade with a couple of large factions and let the value of resources grow as the long-term partnership increases with them. So since the value of the trade is high, the long-term partnership increases more per turn, more and more. That's why you don't want to have trade with small factions, and you just get huge amounts of trade value every turn without even increasing production or expanding. Which means your income grows every turn because of trade. Trade flourishes between the peace nations, allied nations, and this is not how it's represented. But it glitches, it doesn't work. How it's supposed to work? This increases, long-term partnership increases, tariffs increases because the value of trade increases. Everybody's making more money. Big factions, you know, get richer and richer. But it glitches. Game forces you to sign as many trade agreements as you can, so you can get 50-50 or long-term partnership, and this stops growing, and you sell more and more resources. But the trade does not grow because of glitch. They didn't change it, it's glitched. It works sometimes, it doesn't work always. It's not overpowered Golden Knight, that's how the trade works. You realize Rome 2 had like an economic victory. I suppose how do you make money from trade? Without trade working like that, there's like very depth to the economy on the campaign map. You just basically build buildings to get more money. The trade was simple, but it worked. But it's glitched here, it doesn't work. So I have to give you an example, guys. I have to give you an example, better example here. I deleted all my saves so I can show you. But it works sometimes. It works sometimes, and then something happens and then it glitches. The only way to unglitch it is to get new trade agreements. So you have to break trade agreements and get more trade agreements. And then it works again. Not a guarantee. It doesn't guarantee it's going to work for more than a few turns. But it's worked like this. It just glitches because of some reason. It's not glitch always. It's glitch like half the time. And you lose a lot of trade money depending what faction you play because of a glitch. This faction is shit at trade, so it doesn't matter for this faction. But for Bretonia, Empire, High Elves, Dwarves, it's a big deal. Lose even probably close to 500,000 gold a campaign because of a trade glitch.
Siren of the storms. A good understudy.
It has to be the artillery building, right?
What?
Playing game year after year after year and seeing the same glitches, well, Who would not get mad about that shit? And then they release a new game, and another new game, and another new game, Thrones of Britannia, Three Kingdoms, and you still play this game, and you still see glitch after glitch after glitch still in the game. Even after the, just patching, mainly +1 creep horrors, attack, minus attack on the cold ones, the usual stuff, the important patches. But God forbid they actually try to fix the campaign. Oh, they do patch important stuff and release new games without fixing the old shit. This is not the abandonware like Warhammer 1, and they still don't care about the important stuff, which is the campaign, not the fucking multiplayer. Never mind, notice I'm, passionate even if I'm using the foul language here. And why should I play Three Kingdoms? Why should I support their new game? I'm invested in Warhammer. What do I care about Three Kingdoms? They definitely improved in some of these aspects over time. They started patching things that started breaking saves, so improving the game, delaying Three Kingdoms to make it better. But still, still we see multiplayer focus, ignoring the campaign issues, while they're trying to milk people as much as possible, and even failing at that. But why should I, support Three Kingdoms in the new game?
Madame, I lost a dear fan. Oh, stage hands!
That shit looks so boring compared to this, and we already invested in here. Why should we go look at it for another game? I don't care about new games. This only has more value than any other game they will release. Who cares about new games? You think Three Kingdoms will be patched at day one? We're gonna find out so many bugs in Three Kingdoms, I don't even want to touch it. Why should I invest my time getting triggered about the bugs that probably never gonna get fixed over years?
Witness my greatness!
We could have started playing Three Kingdoms a few days ago. How many bugs would have already been discovered? How many of these bugs would never be fixed? Because we care, we're passionate about this shit. We care more than developers care. They care about making money with minimal effort invested.
Preach.
Thank you, McWeasels. I promised I would play ROM 2 on 3K release day. If nobody requested 3K, I would have played the ROM 2 to show people a true historical Total War.
Always cruel.
Not some fantasy shit they release to just get a different market. Take a lot of damage here, but there's good mitigation here. Can we enjoy multiple Total War games? You know, I wish, I wish we could. I mean, 3 Kingdoms doesn't look bad. It probably has its own issues. But you know, why should I care about supporting their new games if they don't care about their games that much? And I'm already happy here, so I can complain a bit, protest a bit, and people can wonder why. Maybe they start questioning these things themselves. Or we can just be like a yes man, like some other people, and just play it, try to have fun. But I'm not one of those people. Woohoo! The Warhammer Mortal Emperor is the single greatest campaign they ever released, and it's just gonna get better. No other Total War will be able to compete with this shit. Or we can go to YouTube and hope, pray, play the what's it called, March of the Templars, and dream of Medieval 3. That will not happen for many years. One thing you have to understand, guys, Total War had an audience before Warhammer. It was kept alive by the people at the Total War Center, more than Creative Assembly. The game patching was really bad. The vanilla versions were sucked. I'm talking about Rome Total War and Medieval Total War. The modders kept the game alive. They created audience around these games. And what did they get? Middle finger. You can't even create your own campaigns anymore. And now you know that the Creative Assembly has been made what they are today, not because of their hard work, because of those modders keeping alive this shit. It's Total War did get somewhere, but Warhammer, being way more famous and popular than Total War would ever be, made Total War what it is today. And the people that came to play Total War nowadays are here not because of Total War, but because of Warhammer. And I'm sure they realize this. I'm sure they're realizing this. And they hope that some of these people will stay with the Total War for years to come because of Warhammer. And that is the truth. Warhammer made Total War great again. They didn't release, a better Total War game. They released a Total War Warhammer game which had less feature than any previous Total War game. So Warhammer made Total War great again. Not the Total War that is improved by itself. Arm of Destiny. Yoo-hoo!
Search for treasure.
Madame Silostre Dauphin.
Pretty nice, pretty nice. Proper armor. It's very good for the lobster. Hey, Dark Dennis, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. What do we have? 2 more skill points, huh? I think 2 casts here is fine. Seems to be the ways to keep getting this. We do have Black Flag and the Voodoo after all. The last 2 skill points, this will give us the day... would increase the entities for the Name Knight's Errand entities. What does this mean? Just make them Knights of the Realm. This would make them damn the questing knights. I do wanna get the missile resistance. It's important for the lobster. And we'll see what these do. These units are just, you know, units to buy us some time. We don't need to rely on these units. It's a nice flavor stuff, but you don't need to rely on this stuff. The Black Flag is way more powerful. And our battle skills, we just need Haunting Horror and the Merciless Splice, we don't need anything else. This was just for the early game and the sieges. So you can definitely take all 4 here without getting the Black Powder Overload. So we'll see what these do. If you go for a full flavor from the start, you can ignore this, but the artillery is way too strong against high elves, and Ulton is mainly sieges, so extra ammunition is very important. We didn't even take the extra damage here. %15% missile resistance on a lobster is strong. And now with the Arm of Destiny is gonna be very tanky.
Siren of the storms. A good understudy.
This shit has Gorbul level stats. I wish one day we can have a Black Orc hero that is the power level of a Morgul Hunter or a Gorbul. That would make me very happy.
Sing the songs of death.
I'm gonna take a short break, guys. About 10 minutes. I need to check some things and get me a coffee. I'm probably gonna have a long stream again today. We'll try to finish this campaign. We're not gonna just click, rush to finish it. You know, we might just stop playing right now if you're gonna do stuff like that. I wanna see a couple battles against Chaos, bully some Chaos boys, spiky gits, and if we decide to play even longer, we'll probably even start a dwarf campaign, like maybe 8 hours from now. So get your alarms clock on. Not sleeping. See you guys in 10 minutes. I'm here, boys.
Oh, my
Take over critique now. It's actually the wrong part. Tick here, and then we can go for Tiranoc in the last two gates. When it comes to victory settlements, we have 4 on Ultuan. It's hilarious how there are 2 on Ultuan, but in Nagarond, which is bigger than Ultuan, has only Nagarond. Where is Harganet? Where is the ancient city of Quintix? Forgot. They forgot. Karon Kar might even be a victory settlement.
Captain, on deck. Admiral of the fleet, undead raiders. Landlubbers.
I have a rebellion in Hexuatalan.
No prey, no pay. Admiral of the fleet.
Which one of these?
Sea knows my fate. Darkness comes.
This is too expensive right now because of the event. 1000 missing for that one.
Ready the lever.
Ready the lever. Unlock the last office for a little bit more movement. There's gonna be a rebellion here. Could use some more corruption. This will start corrupt everything. Income is pretty good. On tier 4 we can get some resource here as well. Floating Pyramid has no resource, High Sentinel has a resource, but unless we drop the Garrison we cannot get it, it's not worth it. This one is 300. Plus stacks with the buried treasure. I am planning to build this to get some Morgul Hunters, then I'll switch some Pirate Cove infrastructure so we can unlock 2 more Morgul Hunters. Which we do require 3 for the victory condition. How come you have so much magic limited in the main army? The Sirens, they have a flavor with the main army, as in they're stronger. The Celostra buffs their physical resistance further by additional 15%, which makes them 90% damage reduction against physical damage. What means if the enemy does not have magic, they cannot kill them. It's impossible. I think this unit should have 90 phys resist by default, as they're still vulnerable to physical with 75. Basement, where the basement at? Get more corruption here. Just a regular rebellion here, it's fine. Don't even have to upgrade the garrison here, but we do want to get more income. We're now at war with 3 of the Dark Elf factions. Once we start attacking them, we might get good relations with Silrator, Cult Pleasure, and Nagarond. They can still attack us before then. And I probably will end the Skeggy here, so we can take control over the northern jungles and the isthmus of Lastria. I mean, at least get Skeggy here. If these guys attack, we're gonna have to fight them there. Oh, look at this, suitable climate. This faction and the suitable climate is insane. Jungle suitable, savanna suitable, frozen suitable, temperate isles suitable. Temperate suitable. I mean, what the fuck? Just give them everything. What the hell? Cool Greens don't even have temperate or desert suitable.
The galleon awaits. Blood kiss of the seas.
Well, if you're trying to explain it, we can look at the other undead factions and then me explain the climate to me. This is not undead, this is Vampire Coast, but you guys go for the undead justification. Well, not all undead have the same treatment, if you want to justify it like that.
Mirror, mirror.
Gonna be used to deal with critique here. 2 phoenixes. Be a little careful with the paladin here.
They shall sing for death.
Be able to recruit dwarf forces in that campaign would make it too easy, GoldenEye. We are playing a challenge campaign. Challenge is moderate, acceptable, but it's gonna be down to people if they want to make it real difficult with a special further on top of the challenge. Yes, we can keep with the starting units. It says that we cannot recruit these units, which means it's not that we are not allowed to use them. If we are not allowed to keep them, it will say not allowed. It says we are not allowed to recruit, not allowed to use them. In the case of the Von Karst campaign, where we only played the flying units, we were not allowed to use any units other than Lord Heroes and flying units. So we had to disband the Blood Knights on turn 1. While here we are not allowed to recruit these, we can are allowed to keep the units, and we are allowed to recruit miners as well on top of the other units. So you know there is less roulette in the beginning, while still providing a moderate challenge. The regiments of renown can be used, all of them. It says here, not only allowed to recruit lords, heroes, miners, thunderers, and regiments of renown. It's like we can recruit any lord, any hero, any miners, any thunderers, and any regiments of renown. I guess to make it more clear, so we don't have this question every single time, I should, you know, add any Only allowed any off. God damn it, man. It's like one day we'll master this so we don't have a million questions about obvious stuff like that. And 15. We need to make it more clear. 13. And now if somebody asks me about questions like that, I can just ignore it. Just read the command, man. Read it. Can you not read? I'm just kidding. Base is amazing. It's like the Big Mama mortar. It's the super mortar.
Honor and duty.
They have two phoenixes. It's not easy to hit a phoenix in the air with a cannon. The rate of fire on the cannon is not good enough to be firing on the phoenix to cause any damage. The best to shoot the infantry. But we could still give it another try. Birds are a little problematic for the paladin.
My blade is yours.
Oh, we got a couple good hits on that phoenix.
Legendary paladin. Annihilate them.
Bird is a little bit problematic there. We need to make sure they aggro the birds before they decide to go on the sirens or the paladin. The sirens here just AFK, not really good for this battle, because if artillery starts firing, will cause friendly fire to the sirens. So this could be best to have the guns here instead. But they're necessary if we have a different situation with the enemy. Different enemy composition.
For the king.
Doesn't mean if we don't have to use them in some battles that they're not usable. Guns will be of course much better in this scenario. But there'll be a time where we just switch out things. And it may be convenient here. It's like the elves are so easily counterable by the range or the Vampire Coast. Silence only makes sense in a siege. Finish off the enemy. The artillery does magic damage, which means the sirens will get deleted. Any friendly fire is devastating.
My cutlass thirst.
What is going on here? Is one bird? Looks like 3 characters were on our battlefield captain.
Shamble on.
I don't think we'll be able to survive here. The crumbling is too much here.
Good plan.
We don't have the AI crumbling treatment.
I am your man!
It was not supposed to be there, but shit happens. Four characters pounding a little fifi. God damn. Like, not they can't do shit to this army, but they can target one of our heroes. Miserly horde. Miserly horde. Who cares about miserly hordes?
Madams, I lost.
Killed? What are you talking about killed? Wolfie is immortal. 4 characters were attacking her.
Siren of the storm.
4 characters. We'll see what these do. See what these do. This does. Kills entities of the damned knight's errand. Don't even have to use stuff like this, but I want to see what it does. I would have not sent her in forward if she was not immortal. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that.
Of the fleet.
It was 4 characters on her. Had like
Knows my fate.
a lot of characters in the battle.
Admiral of the fleet. Take the treasure. The bloods. Dead oceans.
The ship will be secure in the jungle here. Oh, we got another Forbidden Road. Forbidden Road is great for Vampire Lore, Vampire Fleet Captain.
Captain, on need fresh recruits.
As there'll be Invocation and the Curse of Undead providing healing to take care of the downside of the Forbidden Road, which causes damage. Do need this building tier 3 before we can get 2 more Morgul Hunters.
It shall be.
Dear fan.
Behold the Black Court. Few see its splendor and live to tell of it. If you insist.
We'll leave this guy this province. I'll give them Toralnik and Tordranil. They can guard the north coast against the chaos. Yeah, the scavenger zealots had bugged the range. Just had to deploy them closer and target the targets closer Out of max range. Is this thing sorted here? You do want to get tier 5 here first.
Blood kiss of the seas.
This is the building to get here. Five turns for this. It will require 2 more victory settlements, but they are too close here. Hopefully an alliance will work with quite a bit of money. The 2 Mortal Hunters is gonna be here. I would like to get the converted before that, but it's 12 turns. Somebody's stealing our research. What's gonna happen with the rebels here? Will they manage to fight off Count Noctilus? Yeah, the Spirit Leech was broken on the list. Too high damage and there was no chance to resist it. Look at the Ulton, looks so nice with corruption. It's vampire in me. Noctilus is expanded here, that's pretty good. What's his name? Two Toes Oddly.
Admiral of the fleet.
Please selling Admiral for the campaign movement range plus 5% for all armies faction wide. Also, less attrition doesn't really matter because we are immune to those. Campaign line of sight plus 10%, all characters faction wide is nice as well. We have the carpenter here, right? It's here.
Undead riders. Admiral of the fleet. Serve for eternity. All above board. Fly the flag.
Tribesman,
Need tier 5 here as well. I need to upgrade this and get 2 more Morgul Hunters. Guys didn't even build garrisons here.
An audience! I need an audience.
Take care of Kotik and then we move against Tiranoc. Second raise, and occupy Tiranoc. We'll also occupy Tiranoc first, then the Griffon Gate, then second raise.
Madame, Captain. And now, witness
Ultron has been overrun by a single army. The mighty High Elves couldn't handle it. Single army. One army. I just like this spot too much. So flat, look at that. We did get a little lucky, GoldenEye, because of 3 different wars going on in Ult 1. So made it a bit easier. And the High Elves don't stand a chance against the Vampire Coast Artillery until they have tier 5 everywhere. Absolutely zero chance. There's actually a bigger unit, 75. Interesting. If only they were not handicapped by multiple bullshit. There's a dragon! Shoot that dragon! What happened to the chariot? Stay right there. God damn it, who they gonna shoot? They wanna shoot sirens? Stay right. God damn it, stop moving. Stay right there. Ah, goddamn mortars are gonna delete him. Can't even use my voodoo here. Two nobles here out. Sending the siren, stop this artillery bombardment. Shoot that dragon. Oh, that's a good volley. Losing leadership now.
On to glory!
What is the lady? 75 knights. Oh man, imagine if you could have that with Bretonia. 75 Geralt Guardians. Oh man. 75 Geralt Guardians to raise the standard. I need to change my pajamas.
For Bretonia!
We showed the build after this battle. Who the hell is still fighting? Hey, Kilk.
You won't get a moment's peace.
So the build. We went with the Black Power Overlord because it's the strongest units for the early part of the game, meaning the first 70 turns, meaning mainly mortars. The Carronade, if you get one, you get one, you're not really prioritizing one. This faction leader starts with one Carronade, quite deadly. I went with the Black Flag, upkeep production, Lightning Strike, very convenient old one. You have the battle skill for the Sirens, deck droppers. and their veteran battle skill. When it comes to unique skills, we went for the casting, the spell ones, the Fire Diva, Siren to Storm, and the Emerging Terror to buff the Sirens, put them to 90 physical resistance, meaning if the enemy does not have magic attacks, and we have a lot of vampires in the army, they're impossible to kill. Probably make them like over 4,000 health against regular attacks. Got the Lord of Deep, upgrade Tide Call here, because don't really need the Fog of the Damned. Kiss of the Deep, Dennis of the Deep. And upgrade the Vangeist Revenge, get the Arc Conduit. Didn't take Kraken's Pool because we don't rely on the handgunners as the second half part of the army. I went with the Sirens instead. Did make a ranged army here with the Kraken's Pool and use the Reanimate Marksman instead of the Hungry Horror. We have the Watery Graves, 3 points here to get the bigger size of the Knight's Errant. And got a Mount and the Lucky Charm for missile resistance because she has no natural missile resistance. And she's on a big monster, so 15 is a big deal. You could... I think the Black Flag is very important on all the Lords of the Vampire Coast. You could just choose one battle skill here. And these skills are not very important. Not very important. Pretty much, this one is good to have to get 2 charges, but not important. So this point here could go into like Tenacity, or instead of earthing 2 points in Kraken's Pool, or another veteran battle skill. So there is definitely options. You do not need these skills. This one just nice to get 2 uses. The mount on her is Hail Yes. An army uses still artillery here. Like I said, first 70 turns artillery just dominates for the Vampire Coast. But once we enter the Chaos part of the game, where there are higher tiers, we could get more Sirens and more handguns, and then the army works together with the heroes. The Sirens as your core, while the handguns are harassing anything magic attacks, and then just kill the rest with the Sirens, which cannot get killed. This one could also get picked instead of bigger Knight Errant size. Not a bad skill. They have almost all of ult 1.
Mostly grows, I can tell.
By sign on aggression, it will increase the odds of the other Bretonians declaring war. We have 2 allies. We are allied with Count Noctilus and the Scourge of Cain. We have 4 Victor's Elements, we need to get 2 more. I'll unlock 2 additional Morgul Hunters through Vampire Coast.
Admiral of the fleet.
I'll get hero recruit rank +5. We'll get 2 more Morgul Hunters. I'm gonna ignore the 3rd army for as long as possible, because I wanna put all the money into 28 settlements we have. Garrison everything and make more money. Tig is almost dead. Then we'll go for Tiranoc. We'll raise these 2. We'll leave it to our military ally. Then we just have to take the gates. At that point, the Chaos will invade. We can use the Scourge of Cain as a buffer against the Chaos, so we don't have to deal with everything ourselves. But we could kill everything ourselves. Sirens and the Deckdorpers handguns and Voodoo. Can kill all the armies. We have Lightning Strike too. You only need 1 army against all those Chaos armies. The Vampire Coast bullies Chaos. They have the Sorocane? No. No, don't care about Sorocane. The Scourge Arcane is currently using it, there are allies. Really, Booker? That's so bad. Don't worry, 3 keynotes in 4 days. I'll do it right after the game releases. Any faction can counter the public order penalty on the Sword of Cain. You just have to build additional public order building and that's it.
Stromfels empowers me, and there is nothing you can
Surprise,
do.
surprise! Here comes Leaf, declaring war every 10 turns, never really acting on it. That's why I declare war first.
The performance
Show me the middle
will
finger.
start when I say.
So I'm fighting their enemies, and what they do, they declare war on me. I think the Lioness is scripted to focus on Kotik, where they have pretty much vampires in their backyard already. Hey, shit wizard.
Grave news, my lord. Word is spreading across the land of a dark power rising in the northern wastes. The armies of chaos are on the move. They surely plan to invade the world of mortals once again.
World of Mortals? What do we give a shit about World of Mortals? Chaos gonna raise Tyranny of Freedom? No! No! I'll kill them all before that. I'm second raising that shit, not them. Count Noctilus, you useless sack of sh. Go be useful somewhere.
The audience awaits. And now, witness.
I cannot recruit new undead without mortals. You realize the bottom of the oceans are full of undead, of the corpses. Countless battlefields on the land as well. We don't need mortals. If the undead could raise every single corpse in the world, the chaos would have no chance even in the lore. The limitation is not the corpses, it's the strength of the wizards. There are so many corpses you can't raise them all. The wizards have their limits how many they can use. Corpses are not the issues, there are plenty of corpses.
A
to West.
High for 3K. Yeah! I'm so excited! Yes! Hey, Romeo.
We
Take it
will
for me.
drive you out.
We take, then go.
It's a good sec. Insane or dead.
Madame Silos, dear fan.
I have a song for this, but if I play it, I can kiss my YouTube monetization goodbye. I'm gonna lose like $1. Better not, Kappa. I need my dollar.
Admiral of the fleet. The seas are my domain.
See it yourself. I could, but no. They're gonna clip it. I'm gonna never hit the end of this shit. It's this. Yeah.
Of the fleet. Serve for eternity.
A timely arrival. My warhounds
One
haven't
turn
eaten
up.
in day. Northmen come.
Sea dog.
Just need the hero slots here.
No prey, no prey. Where to?
Let's get a corruption up. Good money here. That sec was good. Sec was good.
Sing the songs of death.
We need the Tiranook. And it's a Lost Opera House. Which is 6. At least 25 turns. So this campaign is like over in 25 turns. Wait for that building.
Madame Silostre dear fin.
No, the Arcane will not spawn here for another 60 turns, 70 at least. I'll get the long campaign victory before the Arcane spawns. Yes, I saw Booker. We can recruit him to rank 6, just AFK spam actions until rank 20. Getting 3 rank 20 through army takes too long.
At last, an audience. We shall.
So guys, I whispered Roman regarding 3K, and usually as I multitask, also whispered him about WoW Classic. He totally ignored the my question regarding 3K and just responded on the WoW Classic. WoW is Roman is a horror, guys. You're not getting 3 kingdoms. Blame me, not Roman. I know you want to see 3 kingdoms, guys. I'm sorry for not being a bigger yes man here, but it's not happening without a request. Fenron is playing 3 kingdoms. Arkad is playing 3 kingdoms. Nerd Ragefield is playing 3 kingdoms, so you can watch all of them play. Yeah.
Ready the Reaver.
Join me.
I have to destroy Lannes, they're gonna be annoying us here.
Do you know who I am?
An idiot invading Vampire Coast. I guess this guy's just a backdoor there.
Marauders all.
Undead raiders.
There's plenty of horses down there.
A timely arrival. My warhounds
I
have...
do have to unlock this first though.
Admiral of the fleet.
Is this Exotl?
No prey, no pay. I'll order it.
What's special shipbuilding for Lostra? Replenish public order and leadership. While the Opera House is public order, vampire corruption, better chance for the heroes.
Listen!
I need an audience.
I guess destroy these two armies and raise Lioness. And then we go there. Chaos is coming, so we might catch them in the water.
Siren of the storm.
This ones cannot retreat. Easy target. Look at these guys. They're sending
My
this
lady will not allow
and
it.
this.
I am a lord of Bretonia.
Dear
Never.
fan,
Oh, these guys really wanna die.
the audience awaits!
They do Spanoki, they do. It was just that one time with the Doki Doki
Witness my
was
greatness!
different. Everything unless it's towards a different donation goal counts towards Man the Month. Everything counts towards Man the Month except unless you have a different donation goal like we did with Doki Doki. Digdag Bro could request 3 kingdoms, King Roman could request 3 kingdoms, and any of the other guys could combine theirs to request 3 kingdoms. For example. But nobody really cares about it, so we'll just be miming in Rome 2 for day. You don't remind me if you're paid enough. Good one, Brace.
Powder wet.
We have ridiculous amounts of artillery and they have peasants. Not to mention we have 5 physical harm impervious physical harm ghosts with terror. And what they have again? Oh, peasants. Hold on. We have deck droppers and handguns that can snipe their lord as well. Oh.
Applaud me!
Travel on!
Paladin of Bretonia! Orders?
Let's show these Bretonnians how cavalry looks like. Apparently they don't have any. They're shooting friendly fire here. For friendly fire, huh? Goddamn artillery and the guns. So much friendly fire on the ghosts with magic attacks, Kappa.
The tides rise, our one will sink! Madam Silos,
Throne has already sank.
Put your backs into it.
the storm calls!
We get rid of these guys here, cause they'll just annoy it constantly here until we fortify this one. We don't want Bretonnians annoying us here. It will second raise lioness.
Now!
What if King Roman has a plan that to turn me into a League of Legends streamer if he gets enough men on the mountain quests? But there's an unwritten rule that you can only request 6 things in a row. So for 30 days whole. 6 times 5, 30. So even if you had like 20 men on the month quest, you can only request only a month in a row of the thing. But maybe, you know, I like League of Legends and I, you know, keep playing it. It'll also happen, right? Yeah, plenty different things for June, Dunlars. Warhammer Chaos Bane. And Gladius with some Witcher. Man, we have to deal with Lioness, so we can go fight Chaos right now. No Battle Brothers until we're done with Witcher series, Sujek.
Sing the songs of death. Kill for me. Set sail. Attack them. And now witness.
I think all the 3 Witchers would probably have taken 9 monthly quests. We just got it for 3. Was planning to play them eventually, but he made it easier on me. XCOM, I don't like XCOM.
Zombies.
I'm not even sure who likes XCOM, what kind of people. What games do they play?
My way.
Last time I played XCOM, a guy with a shotgun on the roof was hitting every single time, while a guy with a sniper was missing every single shot. The shield is so effective, I can't believe it. The leader died and the mouse out with terror. FTL Total War and Slay the Spire, it seems. What do you mean, Big Sombrero? Hey there. What are you guys talking about? Don't worry, Red Duke, I'll make Muslon great again.
Listen!
The game's XCOM players play? Uh-huh. Yeah.
Seen this one in my mirror.
Seven turns, huh?
I'll order it. Admiral of the fleet, take the treasure. The blood's mine. The dead will fight. Ours is the sea. No
It's not
prey,
bad.
no pay. Yes?
Leg. Get more monies. Instead of replenishment here. It's about to land and the loot line is still there.
Count Noctilus reigns.
We'll wait for the 7 turns there. We still have to wait for the Opera Horse. We hadn't waited for this population and upgrade and build this, so we cannot win without that building. We have to wait 5 population, an additional 6 turns here, and then additional 6 turns there. So while we're doing this, we get the other stuff. While waiting for that. Win is in about like 25 turns. Oh, here that was really silly and kind of broken. I'm glad they changed that. That was a great change. Well, Bress is a VIP. If Bress wants to be a mod, you can get a mod. He's here pretty much every day. He can stay a VIP or get a mod. It's up to him. Those guys actually sailing there?
The curtain raises. Strumpets!
Goddamn CA, they nailed this lord. Oh man. It's gonna be like 4 in the morning. Chat will be like ASMR mode. They'll be listening to my mumbo jumbo, jibber jabber, and I'll be playing a different campaign like dwarves. They'll be listening to the sound of the guns, and then I'll be like, ah! No more ASMR stream here after playing the round. Once you play the round, you never go back. You have to randomly go when the people least expect it. I wonder what we can do with those birds. What we can do with those birds. Can we outrun them? Ooh, let's not fuck with Pegasus Knights. They're made to murder shit like this. Oh, pass. I'll bet them do fuck with Pegasus Knights there. Hey, Fjallwich. Yoo-hoo! How are they not routed yet? We can do this battle so many ways. We could just get silence and AFK, but it's funny not routing the enemy without sending ground troops in the city. Not like we haven't done 5,000 sieges already. The Grell Knights gives them the strength here. Those Pegasus Knights, man. Oh shit, oh shit. Flee, you fools! Some kin on those birds. That would just melt the deck droppers here. The moment we stop moving, those guys are dead.
Slide on!
What do you mean why you bully them? It's war. It's a battle. 50-50, what the fuck are you talking about? This is only gonna be worth sacking. It's 20k, I'll do it. What a shithole, not even 20k?
Take it for me.
Madame, I lost a dear fan.
You reek of anguish.
These guys are under siege.
Honor before glory.
Count Noctilus reigns.
Not a star like moi.
Fleet captain, reporting. Onwards.
Never!
What vile filth stands? All right.
It's like the chaos will attack here and here. Goddamn lioness. Hey, Jungle Bear. Guys, looking forward to the next campaign. As I am. Now the Thunder is giving me the biggest bone alert. Get rid of that hell cannon. But maybe it just weakens them quite a bit if you get rid of the hell cannon. See what happens here. Just to get rid of the hell cannon. We got sidetracked with the lioness. We were not there to fight the chaos when they came. Losing settlement to chaos hero lioness. Otherwise, we've been the same shit. Hell cannon can't really survive against this too. Not recruit a new one. They do recruit a lord. Sometimes they recruit this shit here, but rarely during the Rise of Chaos. Hammer's got confederated.
Your reach grows yet further, great lord. Your endless victories are changing the very fates themselves. The world falls before your incredible power.
Velostra's voice reverberates across the open sea, carrying a power in her song that no mortal could. There are none who can withstand her song and live. All who hear it are paralyzed, leaving them vulnerable to her cutthroat crew. Born for the Phoenix King was once Velostra's goal, but such petty aims no longer troubled the prima donna Shaish. In her ultimate grace, she has vowed to put on performances for all mortals, so they can join her ever-growing group of died-hard fans. I will keep this gunnery white. I'll keep it with the Queen Bess. Once we transfer to Queen Bess, we'll go with the Queen Bess. Queen Bess justifies the gunnery white.
Moving out.
Landmark in Lothern. Celestial Opera House. It gives power core, wins magic, add hero action success chance, and the vampiric corruption.
Of course, of course.
Fleet captain, the blood
Madam,
kiss.
I
More
lost
crew.
a dear fan. I need an audience.
This guy's fleeing from chaos. It looks like it. Looks like they're fleeing from chaos. Go deal with this Chaos Force and take down Tyrannuk. We're waiting for this building to finish the campaign.
Devotee of the
Coron is also close, so we just need to ally with like Hammery and go for Coron. It's the closest one. Ancient City is not here. Five Sirens, 3 Hunters we can recruit. Shit is like so close to over. Like, it would be a nice blow to the OCD to cut it, end it sooner. Like in 5 minutes, right? You know? And I already have Pepe and 7 top knots. Well, that is, Corona is very close and we can definitely buy an alliance somewhere. Critical mass has been reached the moment Ult 1 went into chaos. We have to wait over 20 turns to build the Celestial Opera House. about another at least 4 to 5 hours waiting for that. What say you guys we move on to the next campaign? I think it's fine. We just have to wait for the Opera House to win. Victory screen, you know, doesn't really interest me that much. We've seen it over 150 times. Stream will restart, boys, and we'll be back with the next campaign. We are finished with the round. We just need to wait until the final building. While we will be waiting for the final building, we would have gotten the last 3 or 4 things. Easy game, easy life, no problem. While bullying everybody, Kappa. See ya with the dwarves shortly. Fuck off! Those bats are OP, man. So people who have no idea about me, about the game, like, look at that noob streamer losing that couple of the gates, and people who have seen this siege battle 1,000 times, like, they're gonna go for a head.